Hello beautiful kindred souls, and welcome to my crafting corner. It is Key, and we are back in our Forest Falls project, decorating pages. And in an earlier video, we gessoed this paper because we were planning to paint this page. So again, this little series inside of the series is just looking at how you can decorate your brown paper bag pages to make them more intriguing, more interesting, more artistic. You can obviously do so many different things. These are just some ideas of what you could do. This entire collection of videos is using my free Forest Falls mini kit, which you receive once you sign up to be an email subscriber. As an email subscriber, you receive free digitals that come to your inbox every single week, in addition to exclusive discounts on my Etsy shop. If you've ever been to my Etsy shop, you will notice that I never put discounts on my journals or physical items that I mail out to you because I price them fairly. However, as an email subscriber, you will receive discounts on not only the digitals, but also physical items as well. So do consider signing up to be an email subscriber. Again, you get this beautiful mini kit for free and a whole collection of YouTube videos here sharing ideas on what you could potentially do with this mini kit. So many things with just 5 pages. All right, so today we're painting. And this is the signature that this painted sheet is going to go inside of. And I'm thinking we're gonna do a greeny dude here. We're gonna try to get like a leaf green, maybe venturing into some of these like lighter creamy yellowy colors as well. So we'll see what actually happens. All right, what do we have? So we've got, pulling over my cart of paint. We're of course gonna need blue. I don't think this color blue though. That's too like tropical. This blue, and I pretty much use, I have other colors here, but I do a lot of like mixing, color mixing to get the color I want. So we'll see how successful we are getting our green. And of course we're gonna need some white to make things lighter. So I'm gonna go ahead and pump that on. That white. And then some blue. I'm gonna start real easy on the blue, like 2 dots. And then we're gonna need a, don't be stingy with the yellow. I need to get myself over to the Dollar Tree and get some more paint. Again, the intent of these projects is for it to be accessible to as many people as possible. So I literally get my acrylic paint from the Dollar Tree. For $1.25 a tube. But if you do a lot of painting, that's obviously not going to be very economical. So might want to spend a little bit more money, again, if you want to do a lot of painting. But I've had these for probably a couple years, so you don't have to like go crazy. You know what I don't have? This is probably not going to shock you. I don't have any napkins, so I'm going to step away for 30 seconds. That was probably more like 15 seconds. So, all right, so we got some napkins. And I have my bucket of water off to the side, which I can totally move that closer because that would be smarter to do. Okay, so we got our water, we have our napkins. Let's make a mess. Sounds fun. All right, so I'm just going to go in, man. Just go in. Ooh, that's already giving our leafy green. Okay, we're going a little lighter. We get more blue in there. It gets a little bit more evergreen. You know what I mean? Okay, now we're getting some white, lightening things up a little bit. It's so funny because like watching my daughter paint, she's like a young little person. She just inspired me to be more textural with my strokes and stuff and like use a more paint. Like it's okay to get some texture, to get some, you know, be able to see the brush strokes and stuff like that. So you can learn from anyone. I think children are so full of lessons. I'm sorry, my air conditioner has been on this whole time. Sorry. You probably haven't been able to hear me. That is rude. I'm still gonna post this video though because I don't know. You need to see what I'm doing. Oh my goodness. All right, so this is a pretty, you know, small little signature. And this is kind of an excessive amount of paint. I think this is a little too yellow, so I'm gonna try to get more green over here. But I do like that we've got some lighter green and some of that leafy middle tone green. I would argue that it probably wants a little bit more depth. So I'm gonna add a little bit more blue, but you can definitely go too far very quickly with the blue. So I'm gonna try to just a little drop, just a little drop. And we'll see how much damage. I don't know. Maybe that was a drop too much? Or what do you think? Guess you won't really know until after and then it dries too, because sometimes when it dries, it pulls out different, it's very stroke heavy here. It's like very thick. I don't know how I feel about that. Lots of texture. I like that idea, but what do you think? Do we need more white? I don't. I don't know. Okay. I feel like that's a lot. Now I have a whole bunch of green here. Worry not. We're gonna use it elsewhere. Ow, injury, pain, knee, that hurt. Okay, breathe through it. All right, so I'm gonna actually set this up to the side because it needs to dry. And we will see what we get, obviously, at the end when it dries. Because, sometimes the coloring shifts a little bit when it dries out. Okay, I'm not gonna waste this paint. I had this piece here, and I'm actually gonna paint this. Of course, I'm gonna have to gesso it, but I'm gonna use a really thin layer of gesso, and hopefully that dries fast. Let me get, there's always a paper bag waiting in the wings to save the day. All right, so we have our gesso, and I actually need to get another brush. That's like, I usually use that same brush. Let's see. Another one. I like that one, but I also live with somebody with opposable thumbs, so I don't know. I just need something quick. Grab this. I'm just gonna kind of use, what can you see? Oh, you can see it here. just a really fine layer. And I can always like ink at this edge too, so you know, doesn't need to be 100%. If we go over it, that's okay. So this is actually a pocket. Did I start talking? Did I start saying something and then stop? I'm sorry if I did that. I was in obviously deep concentration. Sad but true, my friends. Sad but true. All right. Again, I'm trying to stay thin, but you know, I would have preferred a larger brush, but we work with what we got, you know what I mean? I'm sure like someone with more artistic ability is like squealing with how I'm treating that brush. Okay. Gesturing is done. I'm wondering if the page that we worked on needs to be darker. Like, even if just around the edges or something. Like, all right, I'm gonna do this first. Oh, you know I'm concentrating. You know it. That's why you didn't say anything when I was quiet there, because you knew that I was on some deep concentration. All right. There we go. Now that, because it's all blended, right? Like for the bigger sheet, there were like chunks of color in different zones, and this is like all blended up. So I'm just like running this to create a little bit of depth. Okay, I think that's all she wrote for this one. And that's gonna be another adventure. I might or might not add a little darkness around the edges of ours. Let's look at ours again, because I'm over here looking at it by myself, and that's cheating. Like just a little, and a little is gonna go an absolutely long way. So let me snatch another brush, and I'm gonna get this. Yeah, this could go so bad, but we're not gonna stress out about that. I grabbed a rando brush. That's not good. Oh, it's like I need a fraction of that. This is probably a watercolor brush, actually. Maybe not. See, I don't know what I'm talking about. Look. I'm just gonna dab. It's not even coming off. Like the black is not even coming out. Okay, well that's failure. This is what failure looks like. Oh, okay. I guess this is what we're using. All right, I'm just gonna dab the black, couple locations, because we're gonna blend it out. Oh. You know I'm quiet because I'm deep concentration. I don't know what I'm doing, so. That wasn't enough. No, like even like putting the stenciling in around the edges is kind of interesting because it's just like different, you know, from the stroke in the middle of the page. Now with the paper like this, I can't really tell precisely where the middle is, so might just have to use ink later to create excuse me, the ridge. I want to say it's right here, like in this zone, but I can't really tell 100%. I think it's somewhere in that area. All right. I didn't do much. I think we're just gonna leave it there. I'm gonna count my blessings and end this video. Thank you so much for joining me on this adventure. Please do like and subscribe here on YouTube if we're not already connected. Be an email subscriber and you will receive the free digital kit that we're working through with this project. It's called the Forest Falls Mini Kit. And this entire playlist is dedicated to working those 5 pages into really awesome projects. So thank you so much for spending the time with me. I appreciate you. And I look forward to seeing you in an upcoming message. Be well. Take care.